Woody's World brought to you by Shanahan Steakhouse, and more on that in a moment. Who's the next Nuggets coach? Why are we hearing nothing from Josh Kroenke or Tim Connelly? What's going on? When are they planning to make some sort of decision? Where's the coach coming from? Who, what, when, where, and why? As a journalist, that's what I was taught. Those are the questions. Well, I have some answers for you. Well, and if they're shutting up, I'm opening up. I'm talking. Here are the candidates, the two Scotts, Brooks and Skiles, Mike and Melvin, that would be D'Antoni and Hunt, Billy and Bowen, you go, who's Bowen? Donovan and Jim, Alvin and the Chipmunks, that would be Alvin Gentry, and a bunch of assistants in the NBA, and finally Chauncey Billups. Chauncey's been my pick all along and continuing the tradition of bringing back Elway, Sackett, Issel, Waugh, Walt Weiss. Chauncey is the hometown hero. As a coach on the court, he was the only player who got the Nuggets past the first round in decades. He's a man among men. He's a guy who sat in that chair not long ago, a brilliant basketball mind. Problem is, he wants to be an executive. Not a problem for him, problem for us maybe, rather than a coach. How about this? Chauncey coaches the team for 2 or 3 years and takes over as executive vice president of basketball operations, just as John did in football and Joe did in soccer. He told me and Les on the show one day, on the sports show, that you can never say never, but coaching is not the job he wants. Well, slow that down for a second. When he was here, I thought, we can talk him into doing this. Make Melvin Hunt your top assistant, or Mike D'Antoni, and say, I'm going to do this for 2 years. That happens in college football, happens in basketball. I'm going to turn this over to him. Chauncey to get them turned around. But that's not going to happen, truthfully. As much as I want it to happen, it's not going to happen. So Scott Brooks has to be the first choice. What are we waiting on here? He was an assistant here and a head coach of the year in Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant supported him until the very end. He wasn't well liked by management, so what? Neither was George Karl. Look what happened there. Neither was Jim Tracy. They both got their teams to the postseason more than once. This should be a no-brainer. Melvin Hunt did a great job, I thought. He really brought the team back together. And he should be brought back as the lead assistant to Brooks. But he's not the best candidate. He doesn't have enough experience. Mike D'Antoni is the second best choice. He knows how to run. He actually did coach here for a bit. But he proved in Phoenix that he can do the job with some talent. It didn't work well in his last 2 places. I would think Alvin Gentry would be the third best. He's an assistant coach with the Warriors who could win the NBA championship this year. Scott Skiles is not even in the top 10 of best. The Nuggets should be pursuing Scott Brooks right at this moment. They should get the deal done immediately. The Nuggets roster of 15 players, I bet Les doesn't even know this, includes 11 of Tim Connelly's additions. Keep those 11 and Kenneth Faried and Gallinari and get rid of the other 2. Ty Lawson, who is now indicating he wants to play for Dallas. Well, let him go play for Dallas. And there's Wilson Chandler, who never wanted to play in Denver from the very beginning. Brooks proved he can work with and win with young players in Oklahoma City. He knows how to run, and he knows how to get to the NBA Finals. And think about this. What if Durant decides to leave Oklahoma City? He's a free agent after next year. What if Westbrook wants out when he becomes a free agent soon? Might they just come to Denver to rejoin the coach they really like? That may be the only way to get superstars here. That's what they thought in New York by bringing in Phil Jackson. Nobody else here can lure players to Denver, top drawer players. Stop overthinking this, Josh and Tim. Last time you overthought something, we wound up with Brian Shaw as the coach in Denver. He certainly wasn't choice. He wasn't prime. He was A1 sauce worthy. This is how simple the process is this time. Brooks and Dunn. I know that sounds like a great country western duo. Sounds like a winner to me. I'm Woody Paige, and that's my opinion. Shanahan Steakhouse has been selected by the public as the best restaurant in Denver and is open tables 2,000. What does that mean? A best restaurant. It is the best restaurant in Denver. They have, if you go in there, when I went in the other night, they have a wine cellar that's on display that is from here to Lodo. We're not in Lodo. It's an incredible wine selection. So book a reservation now. Have those appetizers we keep talking about, and go to ShanahanSteakhouse.com for that reservation. You will be so happy.